episode. So evil episode. So evil. Alright, welcome to Daddio Patio, everybody. This week we're talking about something that we don't even know if it exists or not. I think it exists. We're talking about evil. So what do you guys think? You think evil exists?
Yes.
Yeah, I totally think it's real.
Yep. But I almost feel like, you can see it on both spectrums. You can see it from like a mystical type of thing, but also just like a mode of thought for somebody who, like, if somebody like enjoys like just killing people, that's like evil. You know what I mean? It's like an evil action.
By what standards is that evil?
I guess by like moral standards.
That's what I mean. I feel like for evil to exist, there has to be a standard, because I feel like evil...
Hold on. This fucking dog wants my gum so bad. Go.
Where did the morals come from?
No, I think he wants this.
Well, that's a human construct.
There.
All right, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Hey guys,
this
quit
evil,
fucking with the dog.
this
and let's
evil,
talk about this.
this evil mammalian keeps trying to eat my gum. All right, go ahead.
But yeah, like Van Sant was saying, evil can only exist if it's like going against a standard of like good, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well,
A moral code of sorts.
Yeah.
The standard of
Against
good
someone.
in like that case is just letting someone live their life like unabated, whereas
Well-
like killing them is the evil act, and that's the opposite of
I was-
letting them live.
So in preparation, I was reading the Wikipedia on evil, and that was one of the two things that are pretty much universally across cultures accepted as evil is murder and rape. So
That happens in nature, like constantly.
Yeah, I don't think it's just murder and rape. I think it's like enjoying it or just not having any feeling towards it, I guess.
look, I don't know what evil is,
Maybe-
but I'll tell you what I think it is.
Like female ducks have adapted to be like rape proof.
Ew.
Yeah. Both human and other.
Well, I feel like evil can only really exist for humans because we're the only ones capable of understanding what evil is.
Yeah,
you
we're
know?
the only ones with a consciousness that can understand
But I
that
mean-
something is wrong or right.
What about like a monkey? If a
Monkeys are evil. Chimpanzees. Without a doubt, man.
But do they know that they're evil though?
They've got
I
to know
think-
to some extent that what they're doing is
It's
wrong.
a very primitive evilness, but they like maim other males for like gratification for
Yeah.
themselves.
I think that's the whole point of evil, or at least like wrongdoing is causing something or someone else harm, not out of necessity, but out of just like
Exactly.
yeah.
And that's what differentiates like animals from humans. They do it for like survival. They do it to
Right.
like eat or protect themselves or
Yeah.
keep their genes like in the same gene pool, which like kind of seems evil, but they're trying to do it because it's part of their mechanism, you know.
But that's what I mean. I feel like evil requires intelligence to understand that it's evil. Otherwise, it's like not evil because they don't even know what they're exhibiting.
So
Like, is a lion evil because it kills a zebra or whatever?
No.
Like,
no,
no.
it eats it. But is a domestic cat evil because it brings you a crippled mouse that it made?
Probably,
and
kind of.
lets
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
decide if you got to kill it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
Pete,
Oh, dude.
Pete, what?
that's evil
Pete
because it's
used to be-
unnecessary.
Our
I
cat
think.
used to genuinely be evil before he like grew up. When he was young, he was actually just evil. Like, he would sink his fangs into the meat of your palm just for his own pleasure. Like, his pleasure increased like it was an inverse relationship. Like, your pain caused great pleasure in him, like equal amounts. And that's what I was gonna say. I feel like evil is like what's especially evil is when someone gains off of the pain of another. You know what I'm saying?
A pain game.
A pain, yeah.
Dude, tell more Pete stories.
Like, I feel like if you actually get, if an individual actually gets pleasure from the displeasure of others, that's like the most evil. Like, maybe not the most evil, but that's like very evil. And I feel like I've encountered.
I think that's about as
beings like
evil
that.
as you can get.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like pure evil.
Like it's not even like a systematic evil where it's like you're like separate like Hitler was with the Holocaust, where it's just like his like view on how to do things, but he like separated himself from like it was just the way it was supposed to be. Whereas someone like the SS like soldiers actually got like gratitude, or like they like enjoyed like torturing people and like like in Auschwitz and stuff. It's like those are two different like mindsets. Like one's like this fucked up like Aryan mindset and shit, and the other one's like this guy who actually loves like human pain up close and personal.
Yeah.
Like,
well, there's one thing like to gain and not care about the pain of another, but then it's also like a whole nother level when you like gain pleasure because of the pain of another. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's why kids that kill small animals, they're fucked up. They grow up to be fucked up.
The thing that's really fucked up though is like the more evil someone gets, like they almost become like so disconnected. It's like people talk like it's like mental illness, like where they like it's like just the way their mind is like set up. You know what I mean? To like do that sort of thing. Like the more detached they get from humans, the more like I don't know, they're like fucked up in the head type of thing. You know what I mean? Like are they really evil then, or is that just like their fucked up brain? You know what I mean?
I've thought
like
about
sociopaths, man. Like they like don't understand that they're hurting people.
Right.
They just like do it because it's like they just make up shit in their head.
Yeah.
They make up stories.
they like
suit
justify
themselves.
their own behavior.
And it's like,
And
are they truly evil, or are they
or
just
is
a
it, like,
fucked
sick?
up organism? Yeah.
Is it like illness or is it actually evil?
Yeah.
When it's like
There's
that
definitely
or
like
that.
you can like there's something just black and white where like that person's totally evil because they like are just enjoying drinking the blood of another person.
But that's what I mean. Evil. I feel like for something to be evil, it requires awareness. You know, like it requires the awareness that you're going against what you know is the right thing to do, and that's evil.
And then also you get into like people that are just like it's killing a random person. You know what I mean? Like people, whereas like it's a domestic thing where it's like somebody wronged you, you're so pissed off you just act, as opposed to somebody just like I'm gonna kill this guy. I don't care about his like family or like anything tied to that person. I'm just gonna do it just for my little pleasure. You know, it's fucked up.
Do you think the people that justify it in their brains and don't feel they feel like it's the right thing to do, like to kill somebody or something, like serial killers, for example, or I don't know. What I kept thinking about was because Hitler thought that he was actually doing what was supposed to happen, like it was supposed to be one race, and he was just doing what was supposed to happen. So in his brain, he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was like doing something right, or like people like extremists that kill other religious parties. Members, like all the ISIS people that kill Christians, like they're like, oh, we're doing this because that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, they think they're doing God's work.
Right. So is that evil? Because by their standards it's not, but by other people's it is.
I don't know. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Evil is also subjective.
It's all
That's
relative.
another
Totally
thing.
subjective.
Yeah.
And
but at the same time, you're trying to argue that it's an inherent human thing. But if it can be subjective between
Yeah.
different parties or different,
Well, yeah, I guess.
I mean, if you just strip everything away, like all beliefs and everything away, and how they act, then their like behavior, as opposed to using like a belief in place of their behavior.
right? Yeah, we had a debate the other day just about how like religion in general has caused so much justification of killings. And
Yeah.
to what extent, who's right and who's wrong, you know?
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
it's
Or is
not
it all
it's not
just
just
wrong?
religion. It's like political parties too, like communism, like in
just
Cuba.
beliefs in general.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's the human condition that brings about like doing all these evil acts, but they use different like belief systems to like justify what they're doing. But it all boils down to everyone's evil.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like all humans have some weird like little infatuation with it, because like dude, this
being
is
purely evil.
this is really weird. But I was so today I listened to a bunch of Black Sabbath albums just because I don't know, I've been like discovering
It's
it.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, because it's awesome. I don't need to justify that shit. It's great. I don't care. But originally Black Sabbath was like a blues band, and it was called Earth, and they were traveling and playing a show, and they watched at like a club across the street, all these people lined up to see a movie called Black Sabbath, and they were talking about how interesting it is that people are so infatuated with the idea of like being scared or seeing like evil things, and then that's what inspired them to make the first like evil sounding song that they ever made, which was called Black Sabbath. And they like down-tuned their guitars and used
That song's awesome.
they used the it's called like the devil's what is it? It's a tritone
Devil's Triad.
tritone or something like that.
Triton?
something like that.
King trade.
I think it's triad.
But they use what they call the devil's tone or something like that. Down tune their guitars and all this stuff. Yeah, and then like they made this evil sounding shit and just got like infatuated with it and made like a whole
It's like a
career
like a
from-
9-minute song of like
Like
it's
church
a story
bells
about
and, like-
Satan basically, and now he's the chosen one, and Satan's like throwing him through the door into hell. It's great. Definitely recommend.
I mean, yeah, but like look, they discovered like a whole new genre of music because of what they saw across the street, that people were lining up to see something that was like evil or scary. Then they like discovered like this new sound and everything because of that.
And the reason why like so many people are drawn to it is like I don't know, I feel like everybody has like a good side and a bad side. Like everybody, some people try to like cover it up with all this shit. I mean, like look at Bill Cosby, man. Fucking that guy cover it up with sweaters and shit and fucking quaalude people. But like then other dude, Jared, that Subway guy, man, is fucking diddling.
What did he do?
Supposedly, it's not proven yet.
Oh, the
They found a
child
bunch
porn.
of child porn.
You
on
tell
his
me,
computer.
Jared was a
Dude,
was a-
You don't know.
You
You
can
don't
have the sweetest
Oh my
facade,
God.
man, but it's just a cover up, man. You're fucking evil shit. That's why, like, you know, people that are just okay with like accepting their dark side, not like hurting people, but like, you know, like Ozzy Osbourne. It's like
That's what I mean.
He's
Like-
just outwardly like, hey, I got some shit inside me. That's just the way.
Dude,
it
yeah,
is.
Dude, now look at him. He's got like a fucking huge pool.
Man.
And a nice house,
Yeah,
he's got a
yeah.
family. Like,
Control.
I mean, he lived honestly. That's what it was.
Yeah. And you gotta have like controlled indulgence in it. Like I love listening to like old freaking evil 666 Mafia
Oh, yeah,
tapes
he
and
does.
stuff, and like Black Sabbath and stuff. And it's like because that doesn't hurt anybody, but it gets my brain to exercise like that thing. Or like when you shoot a pixelated dude in Dune when you're in 4th grade or whatever, and you get that little rush of dopamine. Like it's like controlled, you know, indulgence in it where there's no like real life consequences or whatever.
And I think everybody's just kind of attracted to like rebellion too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, and that's where a lot of the rock bands came from. Is they were like, I guess rebelling against the Christian like America that like everybody was kind of tie-collared and everything, and they just wore black and talked about Satan and shit. What?
I heard another crazy thing today in a subdivision in South County that I deliver pizzas to like all the time. This kid was shooting squirrels with a pellet gun, and I guess like a pellet like ricocheted or he missed or something, and it shot some old lady in the neck who was sitting on her porch, and she died.
Oh, they figured out who it was.
No,
Yeah,
they
I
didn't
heard that was
find
a
that.
drive-by.
She
so that's
died?
what really happened.
Yeah,
From a pellet gun?
yeah, it hit her like in the neck. I guess it like hit like
Like went straight in her.
That was
garage.
like
How do you-
300 feet from the house I grew up in.
dude, yeah, and like
Oh yeah, folks. Dean's here.
oh yeah, we forgot to say that. Ding!
wait, now start the story over.
Yeah, wait, hold on. They
I
found
know
out there was
very
a
little
squirrel.
about it.
They were trying to shoot squirrels. Is that what happened?
That's what I heard.
I thought it
So
was
they're-
a stray bullet.
The original thing that I heard was just an old lady was sitting out on her front porch and was found dead and had been shot in the neck, and no details were released. And this is the first thing I've heard of any
Wow.
details. So
Where was this at?
This
In
is
South
it
County.
was
It's a-
Candleglow,
off
that neighborhood
Ringer.
off Border and Ringer. Yeah.
South St. Louis County. people.
Bitch better have my money.
It's like by Bernard.
Yep.
Yeah, but she's just, dude, it's like the worst thing imaginable. Like she's just sitting out there with like her husband. They're both like in their like 80s and like just like enjoying life at its slow pace, and then a fucking bullet goes in her neck. And
Dude,
It
yeah, it's
wasn't a
crazy. You
bullet,
live
though.
your whole life like 87 years, and some punk kid shoots you in the neck with a pellet gun, and that's how you go out. That's fucked.
yeah,
man.
man.
What do you think that kid's gonna be like the rest
But that
of his
kid-
life now?
Is he evil?
Dude, that's
First of all,
That's
they
what I mean.
catch-
I don't think that person did that on purpose. But he was trying to do some evil
he
shit,
should've-
shooting a
he
little
should've came
naked squirrel
forward.
out of the tree.
Yeah.
Somebody knows that they killed that lady, and they're just hiding it.
For sure.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
know
Like
now.
that in
But
ways.
They didn't catch the person?
We're gonna find
yeah,
you.
they don't
You
know.
listen to this. We're gonna find you.
Yeah, you little shit. We're gonna shoot both your dad's eyes out
How
with
did
a
they-
fucking pellet gun.
That's gonna make it better.
Eye for an eye, you son of a bitch.
But like that's like better than going out like laying on your deathbed. Like
I don't know, man. I'd rather slowly fade
I
away
wouldn't
than
die from that.
I would
just
just
getting
take
shot in the neck by a BB gun. That's terrible.
Is it evil that we're joking about?
but look, dude, we're talking about it right now.
Soon, maybe.
If
Dude,
that,
we
that lady
are-
died and like on her deathbed
We're
in the hospital,
evil
we
right
wouldn't
now.
even be
That's
discussing it
what's-
right now.
Yeah, he's right, man. She went out with a bang for sure.
Oh, dude, I want to go out on violence,
A
man.
very
Well, I mean,
soft
I'm
bang.
my way out.
A very soft bang.
Dude, I
Like
don't
a
know.
calling card bang.
Hey, come on. You blew it, Wes.
We got this evil animal in here, Wesley,
Dude, he is evil.
chomping on shit.
He's
But,
made everything a little brighter.
Dude, I don't know. Are we evil for like laughing at that shit? I mean,
I don't know, man.
Is it evil to find the humor in life
dark
and
shit.
death?
Well, by the definition of gaining from somebody else's, suffering, technically it's evil.
Oh damn! This whole
I don't know,
podcast has
yeah.
been evil the whole time, dude. That was such a shift. I didn't even realize that. The whole thing just flipped over, and now we're in hell. Like we've been in hell this whole time. Dude, Satan's above us laughing. We were his puppets this whole
Dude,
thing.
he's been here the whole time.
He orchestrated this whole thing.
I mean, I disagree. Daddio Patio is a beautiful thing, and morality is the root of it.
I think the first episode we talked about forming a pentagram right there on the table.
Definitely a fine line as far as like morality and also like just like finding humor in evil shit. I'm talking about Daddio Patio in general. We walk a fine line with evil. Like, we're definitely not
Dude,
evil.
I think comedy thrives in like that
The dark rays.
crazy, weird zone of like dark comedy and
Yeah.
I don't know, making people uncomfortable and
Yeah.
shit.
Well, yeah, because good comedy is rooted in truth, and the truth is very uncomfortable a
Exactly.
lot of the time.
I feel like anything humorous, with the exception, which is what makes it so good, of fart jokes. Everything humorous is at the expense of somebody or something. Like, try to think of any funny situation, and there's always a victim.
I guess.
I don't know.
Like what about
It's
like
like
objects? Just like making fun of an object.
No, dude,
That
because
cloud is fucking stupid looking.
yeah, I don't think that.
I mean, I could draw like something funny. I think.
Yeah, I think that.
What is that? At the expense of my drawing?
I don't know, depends what you draw.
It's at the expense of the artist who drew it.
At the artist? No. If I meant it to be funny.
I don't know because I
then-
think that I think absurdity sometimes is funny, like to where you just can't make sense of anything, and so for like the reason of like you have no logical response, you just laugh at it. Like, and I don't think that that's at the expense of anyone.
Is it at the expense of your understanding?
Yeah, probably at the
Misunderstanding.
expense of your own
Or
mind.
clarity.
Like, wow, my mind means nothing here. This is funny.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of like where absurdity like lives. It's just like in the whole like, whoa, what the fuck? Okay, shit. All right, just
It's
keep
out
going,
there.
dude.
One time Lance got too high and he said he could see around to the back of a box that was on the table in front of him.
Oh, I couldn't. I
And
turned
I
into
thought
an
that was-
X-Men for a second.
I thought that was so funny because I can't understand
Like
that, but I wasn't
seeing the
laughing
dark-
at Lance's
Seeing
pain.
the dark side of the box.
How would you say that's pain? I think that's a pretty big gain.
Dude,
Like see through.
yeah,
See through a box.
No, you didn't see through it. He saw around.
around it.
It's like augmented reality.
Dude, and I could feel the temperature on my skin, like, bouncing off my skin.
That
And
was
I was
the same-
talking about Neverending Story. I was like, yeah, and he's in the swamp, and then I'm like, holy shit, I've never been this high. Ever. I was like on a whole other level of
Did you
highness.
meet the devil himself?
Dude, pretty close. I almost killed Fletcher. Finger was there.
Fingerwood also got too high.
I was there.
Yes,
I remember that.
Dean was also.
Oh,
there.
you were there?
All right.
I was, dude, like, it was like
What do you
yin and
remember?
yang, like,
I remember you talking, like Brian was talking about how he felt like he was just soaring through all kinds of different landscapes, just faster than sound, and just soaring over deserts and forests and oceans.
Dude, I was traveling.
Lance
through,
was just like sitting there, like foaming at the mouth, just.
no, I was stuck standing. I could not sit down, dude. Like, I was stuck standing. He was stuck sitting.
Yeah, I couldn't move.
He couldn't stand up. I couldn't sit down. I wanted to kill Fletcher. He wanted everybody just to calm down.
I wanted everybody to just leave me alone because I knew I was fine.
Yeah.
I just couldn't communicate that to anyone.
Dude, that was some crazy shit.
My brain was
You
working
just-
so hard to create those images in my head that I couldn't use any resources to make a sentence to say I'm okay. I couldn't do that. Like,
You
that's
just
how
sat
crazy
down
it
and
was.
just said, "Leave me
I
alone."
couldn't
everyone."
open my eyes because it was
'Cause
too
your
much to
brain's
process all that stuff.
That's like after shrooms. I feel like you feel like mentally exhausted.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
because
Well,
your
this was
brain's
like-
been doing so much.
As my brain, I was just like already taxed. As my brain was just sucking more resources to like create this
Dude.
like crazy image.
You were like dreaming while awake. You like sweat was pouring down your
Yeah.
hairline.
Dude, it was like work. It was like mental work. It was weird.
Oh yeah.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, dude, I thought you were messing with us, and then I looked over and just saw sweat rolling down your face. I was like, oh, I guess he's not joking.
Yeah, I
He's
was,
sweating,
like,
so this is
overheated.
real. Just concentrate.
Well, and
on
the fact that I
man.
was like silent with my eyes closed for like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, you were sleeping.
Yeah, I
just
feel like
do that as a joke.
I don't
I'm
like
really getting them now.
The long con.
I don't like to ever get that high. Like
Me
I
neither.
don't feel like I benefit from that.
I didn't plan on that at all. Like that just happened. I took one hit of someone's.
Well, I
drink.
didn't think either of you guys planned on it. That's
Yeah.
why Lance wanted to kill the guy who gave him the weed because he was like, I didn't plan on
Dude, do you remember I wanted to
going
kill?
schizophrenic.
I wanted the guy who killed the. Wait, that sense you makes sense. I wanted to kill the guy who
Sold it to Fletcher.
No,
the
sold
neighbor?
the brownies to us. Remember the first
Yeah,
time?
yeah, that
I'm like, that
motherfucker.
son of a bitch, he didn't fucking work. It was the opposite. It was like, that shit didn't work. I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, I grab my hair and like,
All three of us. It was just like, woo!
Dude, it hit me.
dude, what sent us to the next realm was that baby's laugh in slow
know.
motion, dude.
It's like when
Yeah, because like at that speed, it sounds like an adult with no control over their body. Like, dude, if you laughed like
No
that in a
breath
business
control.
meeting, you're like, yeah, this week's reports were kind of low, and you were like, oh,
But way slower, like really drawn out.
everybody was. Oh, he's fine.
Andy, you okay?
or they would be like, "Am I okay?"
Yeah.
Is he hearing this?
No, they'd probably all just laugh nervously because they think it was like some joke.
They'd all
They
laugh
weren't
like
in on.
that nervously.
They all imitate.
What if you did it at a job interview and like the interviewer laughs the same way?
Remember some cult that you just stumbled upon?
You fit right in.
And that's what evil is.
Bad to evil.
That would be the most evil cult. Having that laugh as like the initiation.
What are some objects or symbols that remind you of evil? Just a symbol, or not just it's so easy a symbol, but like a object.
Guns that are only designed to kill other people.
Yeah, oh yeah, let's go, dude. Dude,
Is there another type of gun?
I think.
No, yeah, there are guns.
The
dude.
one that takes your own life.
No, there's guns that you gotta protect
shoots
yourself
life
in the
into
wilderness.
you.
There's bear hunting guns and stuff.
That'd be crazy.
Bear
You're
traps,
shot
dude.
once, you're
Dude,
dead.
bear
You're
traps-
shot again, you're alive.
Bear traps and mouse traps and sticky pads are evil as shit.
Yeah, mouse traps are kind
That
of
is
fucked
true.
up. Yeah, not the quick snap ones though, but the glue ones.
Yeah, the glue ones.
The glue one where they stick their face to it for 3 days and starve to death.
One
And
time-
you hear him cry. And
Yeah.
What?
Out
That's
of
the
the
best.
night.
Oh my god.
That's when you know it's working.
One time I watched.
You fall asleep laughing.
Got you now, bitch.
Eat my crumbs. Come on,
Dude,
eat
you're in
my
bed.
crumbs now.
Dude, the first night I stayed at Housey, fucking Andy ran in my room with this mouse that was caught with his hands and his little paws stuck underneath the mouse trap.
Dude, did I do that? I don't remember doing
I've
that.
got a picture of it.
Oh shit, I don't remember doing that.
Evil as shit.
Damn, dude.
It was
That's
called
when Dan
Dan's
bought all
room.
those mouse traps.
Yeah, it was Dan's. And you were just like, dude, look at this.
Dude, see, my solution always was okay. So we had mice really bad at upstairs lounge or whatever, and Jordan made me get mouse traps because of it, which actually ended up solving the problem. We killed 11 of them in 2 days.
Oh
We had
my
so many,
God.
and they would run across your body at night while you're trying to sleep and stuff. It was pretty crazy. But my solution was always dude, let's just create an ecosystem. When we had fruit flies, I got the Venus flytrap, which didn't work. But I thought if we had mice, we'd just get a cat. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought Morrissey would handle the shit or something. I don't know.
We set, or I think it was Ian, or maybe it was, I don't know if it was me and Ian or just Ian, set up a trap where it was just a paper towel roll with peanut butter at the end, and so when the mouse goes through the paper towel roll to get the peanut butter at the end, it falls into a trash can that you stuck in the trash can.
Oh, really?
And then you let them outside.
You
That's-
just throw it away.
That's really simple.
Yeah, and then you murder it.
Yeah.
Once you catch
You
it.
just tie up the bag and give it to the garbage man.
You put it in your
No, you
neighbor's
just fill
yard.
up the garbage can with water and watch it drown.
Yeah, then you waterboard
That's
the
the most evil
mouse.
shit.
Just one drip at a time, though.
Yeah.
Dude, but do you guys
on its
remember?
forehead, all day. You just drip it. Boop.
You guys-
moves a
And
little
by
bit,
bucket,
you drip
our
it
trash
again.
can, we meant it was a cup.
Do you guys remember
That's so bad.
when we had all those mouse traps? One of them got snapped only on half his face, so it got his eye, but he survived.
Oh.
And he was stunned, and I caught him in a cup or whatever, and we put him in a little cage. and I put the picture on Facebook, and I was like, this one survived or whatever. Like, what do we do with them? And everybody was like, eat them, fry them,
dude.
and eat them.
There was seriously like 300 comments.
Yeah,
man. Like people wanted that thing to die. Horrible.
Ian was gonna actually deep fry it. And eat it.
I didn't want him to get eaten. I was like,
you could tell it was a dirty mouse. Like usually mice don't really have dirt on them.
Dude,
That was the dirtiest mouse.
oh,
I've
and you
ever
could
seen.
tell that it was wild. Like, it had no, like, it wasn't like those domestic ones you see at PetSmart or whatever, dude. It was like, the thing was so fast, it was unbelievable. One of them escaped by jumping up like Tom Cruise in freaking Mission Impossible and like climbing upside down. I don't know if he does that.
I don't think he's ever done that.
But, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the point was.
What are some other evil objects that you can?
Oh, I'll
think
tell you
of?
something that's evil that Van Sant did. Also, at upstairs lounge at our old house, we used to have bugs, kind of. I'm really making this place sound horrible, but
It was.
It was pretty.
we had like
Big trash hole.
there'd be like spiders that would crawl across the wall. And Van Sant would take a sticker and just stick it over every time they're on the wall, but not smash it, just stick it on it around it so it slowly suffocates.
That's
against
worse
the
to
wall.
being crucified. Dude. That's like 'cause they don't even bleed out; they just like expire, like against the wall.
They use up all their juices.
Uh,
Every sticker that was on the wall in that house had a bug behind it that suffered for days.
hey, you know what? The worst thing is that like bugs and spiders, they don't ever give up. They don't ever give up. It's not like they just like fade into their memories. They stay present like until death.
That's true,
Yeah.
man.
They're just
Ian stuck a mayfly on the wall with a sticker by its legs, and the thing flew away without its legs. It was just a
Dude,
beam.
they're fighters, man. I don't give a shit.
It had to crash land for the rest of its miserable existence, like straight onto its sternum. Could you do that?
No, it had to mate that way. It had to just like glide in.
Dude, if that thing still made it
Dude,
with another
no
one
legs.
successfully after that, then
This is going back to talking about kids like doing fucked up shit to animals. But when I was a kid, I used to think it was so funny to like take a flying insect and either choose to take all its legs off or take all its wings off, and then it had the choice to either never fly again or never land again.
Oh my god.
I didn't do it after elementary.
Get out of here.
I'm gonna put the most evil
Now's
music
the
on.
time
At least like 7.
Dude, do you guys ever grab lightning bugs and rip off their thoraxes and paint like bricks with them?
Dude,
no,
when we were
never.
kids, my cousin and I would take wiffle ball bats and like go out and hit a bunch of them, and then you'd have lightsabers.
Speaking of evil shit, what about the cicada parties that?
I never
were
went to
all
one of
in
those,
and
but I
stuff?
heard.
I don't care. Every cicada is evil and can die.
Yeah,
That's
the only reason that cicadas exist is to fuel the food chain, so you can do whatever you want to do.
They're so evil though that they're in the Bible, dude. Like God sent those.
They're a plague.
Yeah.
So
So
those are locusts.
whatever, it's the same.
Yeah, I
thing.
think cicadas are locusts.
I think
Or
it's
a
a
form
synonym.
at least. Katie did.
Hey, you know
I
what?
think they get interchanged incorrectly.
I don't give a
Hey,
shit.
any insect with
Freely.
any insect with a
Kinda,
human
yeah.
face is evil. Dude, a cicada, praying mantis. Praying mantis isn't that human-like. In fact, if I saw somebody with a praying mantis face, I'd probably walk the other direction.
Okay, I submit to you. That guy just wins the world. Like,
I'm done here.
Dude,
praying mantis face.
can you imagine if we elected a president with a praying mantis face?
Who would ever step out
What
of
would his
line?
name be?
Dude, nobody could step out of line to be picked up and eaten immediately.
You can't even argue with
He doesn't
it.
even
It's
have a
just
vice
like
president.
his
It's just
sounds,
himself.
clicks and his sounds at you.
You can't have a conversation with something you don't identify with. You don't
I
identify
disagree
with
with
that
this
guy.
bill. It lops
Yeah,
off
he's the vice
somebody's
president.
head.
Dude, that's the thing. Is like when you're talking with someone, you're like working off their expressions and like their like mannerisms.
Yeah.
You don't identify with this man at
Yeah.
all. His face is like a praying mantis. You're just like,
You can't read his expressions.
you accept.
What
that
makes
you're
you
about to
think
be
he has
devoured.
expressions at all?
Dude, yeah,
His
I
tiny
feel
little
like
eyes, his tiny little black eyes flipping
The-
around.
They'll blink sideways and upside
You
down.
can't even tell when it's looking at
Regular.
you. There's like so many focal points and shit.
I also feel
You
like
think it like
You
clicks
and
its
your-
head once
and
in a
your
while?
friend.
Oh yeah.
Like it like rubs it. Like
Have you seen an insect like groom its like antennas? It's like a little dog. You guys ever seen that? That's pretty evil. Look it up on YouTube sometime.
I also feel like if you have really like like if you rip both your eyebrows off like and just had skin there, that'd be kind of evil because it's like socially irresponsible because you can't like express to other people how you're feeling.
That's kind of true.
Like sometimes when people have really thin like skinny pencil eyebrows and stuff, I get like kind of scared of them because I'm like, wow, dude, that's like really irresponsible. I don't know what you're trying to.
Oh
You
yeah.
got
what
two
you're
John
after.
Waters mustaches as eyebrows.
Pretty much. But
Dude,
it's like I think you just recognize that it's so artificial that like
Yeah, I
your
mean-
brain subconsciously can't like process that like
Yeah, like if you don't have a
accurately or
choice,
something like that.
it's whatever. But I mean, like, if you got a choice in the matter, try to be responsible with your eyebrows so that I know what your feelings are when we're talking. Because otherwise, I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, so at my house, when you first walk in, there's this little table that we have, like, a little box you can put your keys or whatever in. I was getting off work and coming home. I went to drop my keys in there, and I saw, like, something a little furry. And then I noticed it was a, like, moth, like, at least 3/4 of my hand size. So I just put a little blanket on top of it for my roommate, so when he gets home, this thing's just going to dart out of there.
That's evil.
To
Jeez,
who?
man.
To who?
Because you want the laughter out of his.
I'll never see it, though.
You're not gonna be there.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
It's
you'll
still
know.
But you'll hear about it. And
You
you'll
laughed
laugh
about it
when you
right
hear
now.
about
I
it.
think it's laziness. 'Cause I don't want to touch that. I don't want to mess with it.
Is laziness evil?
If it
It's one of the
results
7
in
deadly
death.
sins.
Laziness.
So by somebody's standards,
So it's
Yeah,
partly.
gluttony. Or not
Sloth.
gluttony, sloth, yeah.
So are buffets evil?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
evil
Those
every
are-
time I walk
It's
out
just
of a
pits of
buffet.
evil.
I have never felt evil walking out of an Indian.
Dude,
buffet.
I consume. It's like what I said. You consume so many lives, and none of it satisfies you. You're like, oh, I'm gonna throw up. I feel terrible, dude, because you stuffed 10,000 lives in your fat stomach.
it's like when you went to Golden Corral.
That's
Oh,
exactly what I was
God,
gonna
dude,
say.
I was
Then
dipping
threw all those animals up that died for nothing.
I know. Right on
Steaks.
Dave Munganass's parking lot, dude.
That is double evil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the kitchen of Golden Corral is in hell. It's downstairs,
Yeah.
deep downstairs. The lake
Oh,
of
sure.
fire is macaroni.
I mean, how do they?
That's where the chocolate lava comes from. Just straight out of hell, just bubbles straight up the tube.
How do you get that many animals?
They built Gold Corral
They
around
like
it.
irrigate it like out to
Dude.
each corral.
I think about this every day at Pizza and Wings. Dude,
Then they figured out the barbecue sauce pipeline too. Straight out of hell. Those are just geysers basically, like fountains.
yeah, dude, I heard them,
Can't
man.
move them.
Like we've got enough pipeline to stretch it to here now. Golden Corral.
And Arnold Perfect.
Mount St. Helens is gonna erupt with Sweet Baby Ray's sauce. That's what happened at
Everyone loves
Pompeii.
it. Like it's like a celebration instead of
Yeah.
like a tragedy.
That's
They
why
put it
everyone
on
in
Golden
Pompeii
Corral,
didn't
right?
run anywhere. They were just
Yeah.
standing in place, like continuing their lives, like barbecue sauce.
That's why it's preserved.
Yeah, that's why they didn't run. They wanted a sweet but tangy treat.
And the fucking barbecue sauce. Let's get real.
I was gonna say something, but I can't remember. Oh, I was
Yeah.
thinking about at Pizza and Wings. They wheel out a cart full of blood and bird arms and legs every 20 minutes. There's so many of them. It's a massacre. It's unbelievable, dude. It's crazy.
And that's just one small pizza shop.
I
Well,
know.
two of those pieces is one chicken.
Yeah, and there's way
There's
more.
50
There's
Holy
in each
shit.
so
box,
many
or like,
chickens have gone through that
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
You know how many chickens, dead, sliced up bodies that were dunked in oil I've handed to a stranger in a greasy bag for their money? Every day. All
You
day.
didn't put napkins in the bag? Where's the napkins?
Yeah.
No, but we put 50 chickens in there.
Yeah.
We put 50 living organisms in
There are
this bag.
50, there are 50 chicken souls in that bag.
There's probably more than 50.
Isn't like the regular order like a 50 piece? So it's like 25 chickens per.
All right,
order.
so
And
Oh,
That's
if
if
they
you
all came
match
from-
up.
yeah.
every
yeah, I was gonna
single
say
day.
there's got to
But
be
I
more
mean-
than that.
Yeah, that's true.
How many
Shit.
how many souls do you think are in a McDonald's 10-piece chicken
Oh,
McNugget
God.
that you give to
Oh,
your
right.
son?
Enough
wait.
to fit in the slime.
Did- yeah, I was about to say, did they
enough to
not just
squeeze through a
prove-
tube? Like that's
Every
so
nugget
yummy,
is like
so-
45 chickens that they grew in a lab that had a terrible life. Like that's so messed up.
Crazy,
dude.
dude. dude.
Is that like
It's like if you
that's
grew a
evil,
bunch of
then.
fat
That, like,
people
callousness
for their
towards
cellulite.
other animals? Like that's
We're doing it to
evil,
survive.
man. Is that justification?
Yeah, for what? Survive for what?
Survival
So
of
we can just
I think
survive
that's-
so
I
we
think that's-
survive?
That's
Dude,
Why is
gluttony,
anything
I think.
survive?
The
dude,
McDonald's
just to
thing is
like reach the
gluttony.
next level. I'm tired of fucking eating souls, man.
Guys, talking over each other is also
Yeah.
pretty evil. So let's be courteous here, right?
Hey,
I'm gonna-
shut the
I'm
fuck
gonna grab one
up,
of those
okay?
pencils and stick it in each one of your throats, and all the blood's gonna go in the center of the room, and I'm gonna flush it down to the
And
gold.
gold
It's gonna
cells.
go
Straight to Satan's lair.
It's gonna go counterclockwise.
Do you think
You
there's
say counterclockwise.
Do you think there's any like a most evil act that's ever happened in the history of humanity, or even
The crucifixion
even
of
the
Jesus
universe?
Christ.
Here's the thing: is that like
Seriously.
But that was just
I don't
another
think
guy
it's the
getting
most
punished
evil.
for his crimes.
Yeah, I
And
don't know if that's the most evil thing, but according to that religion, I guess. it
yeah,
is.
I mean that's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is
No,
like
no, they celebrate that. They're like, "Fuck yes, thank you for doing that." To
But
me.
then he rose again. You know.
But those people also
Turned
believe
out
that the world
alright.
is 6,000 years old.
here's the
So
thing:
they, no joke.
a lot of people. I mean, like you talk about like what the most evil thing is, and like obviously there's been like horrible things done, but then like it all falls down to like numbers. You know what I mean? Like how many people are killed in that horrible way? Is that make it the most evil
Right.
act? You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of fucked up to make it about numbers, but that's true.
Well,
Yeah, I'd say the Holocaust.
Because those are all lives. Every number is a life.
Yeah, I kind of think about it in terms of like, where was like the accountability? Like, I think the atom bombs being dropped was like really evil
That is.
compared to like
Yeah.
Stalin's stuff.
No.
Because Stalin's orders and stuff. Yeah, they came from him, but it's so spread out from like so many officials and whatever went from the top to the bottom.
But here's the
those,
thing.
those atom bombs
Is it-
was a decision made by Harry S. Truman. Like that was like ours.
Is
That
it
was, like,
more evil?
a
Like
very
'cause-
small group of people
is it-
made those decisions to drop those bombs that murdered like all those people. I don't know.
Is
Sorry, I
it
had to
is it
finish
more
my thought.
evil to like in wartime against your enemy do that even if it's against civilians, or do it against like your own people just to like push your own ideas? You know what I mean? Like 'cause Stalin did that to like his own people. He wasn't on anybody's side. He was just like it was his own like ego.
Yeah,
Whereas America was
but
trying to stop the war
that's kinda how
and
it-
save like
but it-
other like American lives and like they dropped it on civilians. Obviously.
I think it could have been dropped in I don't know. I think other measures could have been taken. I think it's really stupid to use any nuclear weapon, but that's just me.
Yeah, well, and it's kind of fucked up that
Definitely.
we dropped it on 2 civilian cities, like,
Yeah.
and nobody ever talks about how fucked up that was.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we just
Yeah.
killed so many people that were just going about their regular lives, like,
I just think
You know?
my only thing that makes it more evil for me is just because it's like that was maybe like 10 or 15 people who ultimately made that decision, and there's like 3 people I think
That's
who,
so true.
who really control the keys that can launch those things.
Yeah, it should be like
Dude.
a democracy. Dude, like
No.
every American should have voted for that. You know.
They were talking. There was something on. It was on Reddit actually, and it was like saying how the key for the switches for like any nuclear weapon should be inside of somebody, like an aid or something like that, so that like the president has to kill somebody to get it. Like he has to physically take a life to.
Yeah,
kill
so it's
one.
not so
Wow.
separated from it,
that's interesting.
dude.
I don't
Nuclear
know.
bombs are evil, also
That
not just because they
responsibility
take so
alone
many
is crazy.
because they take so many lives like instantly, but they destroy all buildings, all natural
Yeah,
things, all
for
animals,
so
plants
long.
Oh yeah.
for years and years to come. Like the
Yeah.
radiation just like lingers
Yeah.
there and like kills everything that comes after it. It's like such like a it's evil. It's
It
totally
really is.
evil. There's
See-
nothing good that comes from a nuclear bomb.
One thing about that, though, is like what Van Sant was saying is like that the person who's in control of it is so removed from the result. It's like they hit a button and then it
They're
happens.
like playing Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like, but that's why I kind of feel like things like the Holocaust and like slavery and shit like that is like more fucked up because like they sat and watched these people's spirits get slowly crushed every single day and personally like punished them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Slavery.
every
That's the
single
thing.
day.
Like slavery is like super evil, but like a lot of people thought they were actual animals, like according to like their religion and stuff, and like that's where it gets to. Like It's more evil if they're totally aware that that's a human being. They're
Well,
like
and that's the same
destroying,
idea.
You know what I mean?
That's the same
Right.
idea behind the Holocaust, is they thought that these people were an inferior race.
Exactly. Yeah, that means a lot of like breaking of the spirit. Like
That's what I mean, and that's why I think that that's very evil, is to break the spirit of a fellow human, like systematically, slowly over time, and make them believe that they are like nothing, that their life is nothing, and that there's no reason for them to exist, and you know what I mean? Like that's fucked up in a different way than pushing a button and killing millions of people immediately.
Yeah, well, doing that just to like make more money, like from like their crops. You know what I mean? Like it's like, fuck, man. Wake up, you stupid dumbass.
Yeah, don't you see the
I want a time machine, dude, so bad. Just like go back to kick ass, you know?
Yeah.
But
I wonder what that would change though.
probably fuck
But
up
that's
all
what I
this.
mean, like
You
to
would just
read,
be like hated by everybody. Like they would
Dude,
just be like
to
you would
read
be the
another
scapegoat.
person's expression and see their pain and sadness and suffering and their broken spirit, and to not care because of your tiny gain or whatever, like for whatever it is,
That's evil.
is evil. It's fucked up.
There was a Vice documentary called Interview with a Cannibal. Have any of you guys ever seen that?
No.
Oh.
Maybe.
It was about
A Japanese dude?
Yeah,
or
it's
something?
this Japanese guy who the original story was he was studying abroad in France, and he met up with this girl. They were supposed to be study partners. They met up in an apartment to study together, and she was sitting at a table reading a book, and he just came up behind her with a shotgun and shot her in the head and decided to eat her. And they long story short, the French government was like, okay, we're deporting this guy. And when he got back to Japan, the Japanese government was like, well, he didn't do anything here, just let him go free. So this cannibal just like went free after murdering and eating a woman. He just went free, and once he got back to Japan, and so they went and interviewed him, and he was telling this story, and he was just like emotionless. He didn't even seem like he was fazed by the fact that he just shot an innocent, unexpecting woman in the back of the head, and then
It's
ate
more like
her
it's
body.
almost like how can you even expect him not to be for him because he committed that act.
Yeah, to
You know
have
what I
to
mean?
do that act, he must have been so far.
He must have been
removed.
fucked up to begin with. It's like
He was telling the story of his childhood, and he was saying all kinds of really fucked up shit about how he would let his dog lick peanut butter off of his junk because his parents never taught him about sex and he didn't know anything.
What the fuck?
Here's something that I just thought about. The reason I feel like evil is unique to humans is because it requires like a lapse in empathy towards other humans. And that's like what defines us as what we are, is like our ability to empathize, you know, to think beyond the self.
Yeah,
And
right.
So humans, to me, are only capable of evil.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe that's
Yeah.
stupid.
no, I mean chimpanzees are pretty close.
Well, because they're bordering on our intelligence. Because
Yeah.
they're almost there. They're almost able to.
But they can't think about like long, like the future, like way in the future, what their consequences are. You know, it's like instant, like I fucked you over. But like
I mean-
humans are able to like this is gonna fuck somebody up and a bunch of people for a long period
Hey,
of time.
well, let's say goodbye to Van Sant.
I was gonna do it silently.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's not leaving. He's faking it.
Go to the bathroom.
On his bicycle.
I was gonna say that I think that I think
See you later.
exercising
What?
envy, like I don't know if having envy is like necessarily evil, but like acting on it and like trying to take or taking what you want from whoever you're jealous of.
It's one of the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, I think that that's evil in its own way, but I think yours is like what you're saying about like the lapse in empathy is like that's pure evil. Because
Well, yeah, 'cause
involves like
Do you know why that? I feel like that's evil because it's like
it's like a different.
you're
level.
projecting something else to the person. Like you have these other thoughts of like, hey, buddy, but like you're like, I want that. It's like you're hiding all this like evil energy like within you almost.
Dude, that's how I felt meeting a lot of people in New York on movie sets. Like, I was like, hey, guys, isn't this fun? And they're like, I want all the money. I want all the
Hey, so what have you been? I was in this movie and I touched James Cameron's ring finger with my tongue.
Like, really?
What have you
Like-
done, huh?
Yeah.
They have their greasy, sunken-in eyes and their powdered wigs.
Not to make that about me or anything, because, you know, it's not. But, yeah, I feel
It's
like...
very obvious, dude.
I feel like what makes us human is our ability to empathize, and when we go against that knowingly, that's pretty evil.
That's what it is. It's like being complete, I don't know about educated, but just fully not knowledgeable about what you're doing and still doing it.
And I think even like we were talking about with self-deception where you justify it, I think that's just like mental gymnastics that are still evil.
It's called being a sociopath.
Yeah, you just bend it to make it.
Sociopaths are very good at doing mental gymnastics.
Yeah, for their own like self-serving purposes.
Oh, I didn't hurt you. You hurt me. Actually, I hurt you. It's like just like you just change stories. In the brain, sociopath. Come on, wake up, sociopath. That's a good childhood or child book.
Wake up,
Wake up, sociopath. Yeah.
Oof.
Dark. I read a theory that I kind of disagree with about evil, and that they're saying in the modern age that evil has kind of been like relegated or like taken out of like just like personal evil, and it's like been invested in like sort of like only personal gain and like power grabbing and stuff like that because of money, because of the existence of wealth and like.
Well, that's the whole idea of like
finance.
Of absolute power corrupts absolutely.
But that's one of the things we're talking about, like where people use their beliefs to get what they want. They use like money, this thing that can get them all this stuff. Is like, I'm gonna kill all these people
like
for money.
They use resources, their access to resources.
Greed.
Money is the like, to many people, it's the key to like power, and then
greed.
Like, power is like what so many people want, just to like be of some status, of like above others or something, and like the pursuit of that creates evil inherently or something, and most of the time.
Or maybe the pursuit of it to begin with is evil.
Maybe to have like to hold some sort of status over others, like.
So we've described a lot of different types of
If you just desire, I mean, if you like worship money, you'll like never feel rich enough. If you worship beauty, I'm stealing this from David Foster Wallace. If you worship beauty, you'll always feel ugly. Just like all these things, if you like worship just these like
entities.
It's like you'll always chase them because you're never going to attain that perfection. So like, it's like you're right. That pursuit. I don't know if it's evil, but it's like, I don't know. It won't lead you down a good path. I guess.
I think
is that evil?
It's like mostly it's the pursuit has the propensity to lead you to doing evil acts to reach like that powerful level.
You know what I think? I think
for the most part, you can choose the good side, but it's way harder and way less likely.
Well, don't you?
People say that money is the root of all evil, which I agree with, but I also feel like boredom's like the root of all evil.
I feel like desire.
Rumination.
Yeah. I feel like desire is what tempts you into the.
Does desire stem from boredom, or is it like I guess it can come from its own.
I think
you
boredom is
necessarily
just
bored.
A bad place to be because like you can ruminate on stuff. And rumination is like really, really bad. Like just like cycling your thoughts about.
Like, especially if you're alone
with
no
stuff
one
you want
to reflect back.
Exactly.
You know, you just stew in your own echo chamber.
Yeah, it's
exactly. It's really bad.
Dude, we're made out of fucking energy. We were made to zzz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not meant to just like stagnate. Yeah, it's not healthy. It's like you got to be doing shit, man. You got to be following your passions and living free. Liberty. Give me liberty or give me death.
Well, that's why I feel like.
Sorry. I don't think he's asleep anyways.
He's not even breathing. He's dead.
We're evil,
dude. Here's another thing though, like freedom. Like freedom is, I believe that like freedom's like the best thing, but also freedom can sometimes lead you to like evil also, just like you're just careless and like
it's like
do
moderation.
whatever you want. Yeah, moderation.
You gotta have some constraints in your life or whatever.
Moderation in a free world.
Moderation and discipline.
Our keys to happiness.
Gravity and symmetry.
Goodness.
Gravity.
Gravity and symmetry.
Gravity and symmetry. Thank you, fat, sweaty New York comedian. Because, dude, he just sat on the floor Indian style, sweated all over me, and told me exactly what I needed to hear. Sometimes all you need is gravity and symmetry.
I don't even remember that guy's a fat, sweaty guy. I remember him as an angel on the stage.
Just a beam of light.
Yeah.
Then you heard the words. Gravity and symmetry.
God. So
And that could be anybody, man. Anybody can enter your life and just like speak the knowledge that you need right then and there.
Yeah.
Dude, Andy and I were talking about that riding our bikes yesterday, just like how like everybody has like a story, but like just everybody passes each other in the streets like strangers, but like everybody is like a person. You know what I mean? Like everybody like has like a life, and like I don't know, you can like learn so much from anybody.
Well, see,
anybody.
that's why the whole, like we were talking about with the nuclear bombs thing, that's why that's evil.
Yeah.
All those people.
It's like
are
millions and
individuals.
millions of stories.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't millions of people,
And also,
but it was millions and millions of stories.
and they didn't accept the responsibility of dying for
Yeah, they
their
were just
country or
living.
whatever.
They were just doing.
You know,
their
they
thing.
didn't make the agreement to go fight in a war. They were just there. I don't know,
So then, what is evil?
dude. I don't know. I'll tell you what though, that Black Sabbath I listened to today sounded pretty evil, and that was a lot of fun to indulge in. So I don't know, maybe
Would you say
fucked
that was
up.
good
or-
evil.
Is evil the opposite of love?
I would say that the things that we described tonight, all of them kind of center around like people or events
Self-centeredness.
that happened because love wasn't the priority or anywhere near
Yeah.
the priority. And
Well, wait a minute. What about like ritual sacrifice, like in ancient times? Where they loved whatever god they were sacrificing so much that they were going to offer their own.
I don't know. That's a hard one, Peach.
That is a
God
hard one.
damn it.
Yeah, is that evil if it's like
Or is that righteous?
Well, I don't know.
I'm just gonna
Because
go
back
ahead and-
then we didn't have like
Pee this bush out. What are you guys talking about?
we kind of live in like we don't kind of we are living in like modern times and stuff, and so like the definition of being moral and morality and like committing a moral act is like it's different than what it was when people were doing like ritual sacrifices and stuff. I think like morality then was like way different. That was like
That's true.
appeasing the sun god or something.
That's
That
true.
was being moral.
still weird? I mean,
Um,
like, did they decide upon a god that loves blood? You know what I mean?
Somebody,
Why
well,
they
maybe the
sacrifice
creator,
corn or something?
the person who like either spoke to that god or like whatever
Here's another one. What about
started that tradition. Maybe they were evil and that carried that story down through whatever.
Here's another
and it
one.
remained evil.
Everyone's agreed that murder is pretty evil.
Yeah, it is.
What
evil.
about mercy killing? Is that evil? Or is that
I don't
wrong?
think
What is
so.
that?
I don't think mercy killing.
I think mercy killing is like empathy almost,
Is
especially.
that
I
like
mean,
someone who's old?
yeah, like
Or someone
Yeah.
who's like sick and dying and like in a lot of pain.
I like if somebody like is in so much pain they can't bear to be like alive anymore, and they willingly want to die, like.
But what if they can't make that decision?
What if that was that old lady sitting on the front porch when a pellet hit her in the neck?
Well, God made that decision then. He said, I'm going
I
to
think
strike
it
you
was
down with
just
this
accidental.
little boy's pellet.
It's that's like one of the hardest things anybody could ever do. Like, especially if the person isn't like responding to you like with an affirmative, just
Yeah,
being like,
like,
yes, yes,
If
please
that
kill
person
me.
was
You know
like,
what I mean?
say, their mid-30s in a vegetable state, no conscious thought of if they could live or not.
Well, here's the
It would
thing.
have to be decided by like multiple family members.
Yeah,
I think that's like too case by case for me
It
to
is,
like
it
generalize.
is.
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
true.
yeah.
It's too hard.
But here's the thing. If your action is rooted in love, then I don't think that it's evil. I think that if you're trying to stop the suffering,
Yeah.
then
It's
I
it
mean,
rooted
there's
in
going to be a lot of
empathy.
people out there that's going to oppose that
to
view.
be honest, I've been personally in this kind of thing before with family, and we had to make a tough decision, and I still feel like we made the right one because that's just how it had to be, and the
Yeah.
action was out of love, and I don't feel like that's evil at all.
Yeah.
You know, I think that like earlier what we were talking about, if love is the priority, and that's the reason for the action, then it's not evil. I don't know how to define exactly what evil is, But if love is the priority and that's what's guiding your actions, then it's not evil.
Truth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's really hard to just nail down evil, but it's like it's easy to nail down what isn't evil.
Us.
Well,
Daddio fucking patio. 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 Daddio fucking patio.
Daddio fucking patio.